all proportions stop. Shot! Scores! Coburg wins the RBC Cup!
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Instat, the official analytics supplier to the OJHL. This is the OJ Today. What's up, everyone? I'm Alex Bastyovanszky. Great to see you again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tons of great stuff on this week's program, including highlights from some of the biggest games that went down in the OJ over the past few weeks, starting with what was nearly the biggest upset of any game in the OJ this season.
Spencer Borg. This will give the Admirals a big opening here. They score. That is the door that was open right there, left open by that missed call, and Spencer Borg has tied the game with 3:06 left in the third. 7-7.
54 points separate Caledon and Wellington in the standings, but in this contest, the Admirals gave the Dukes all they could handle. They refused to go away, even though they trailed by 4 goals at one point. This game needed overtime.
Jacob on the cycle. Jacob waits. Brutenhill's open. He gets it. Brutenhill in tight, tucks it through. Scores. It's in. Hat-trick goal. Jacob Brutenhill. That's your overtime winner.
The Admirals, admirable in their tenacity, but ultimately they fall to the powerful Dukes, 8-7 in OT. North York hosting Coburg. The Rangers were trying to improve their playoff seeding in the Southeast. Looking good early on. Jacob Strizzy, Johnny on the spot, making it 1-0. Then
Here's a puck. Down low, Ellis scores! What a rocket from Lucas Ellis.
and that is some pinpoint accuracy right there. In the second, though, the Cats show their claws. Riley Pitt with the sweet snipe on the power play to cut the deficit to 1. And then it's Andy Reese getting tippy with it out front. And it's all knotted up at 2 apiece. In the third, tied 3-3 now. It's Reese again with the tip, this time off the Riley Pitt point shot. In it goes, and that proves to be the game winner as Coburg comes back to take down the Rangers 4-3. Stouffville currently holds the 8th and final playoff spot in the Northwest. They hosted Pickering. The Spirit getting off to a great start. Ryan O'Dell snapping home a power play marker to make it 1-0. They'd actually go up by 2, but then Ben Pickle works some magic. The sweet little backhander makes it a 2-1 game. Okay, pick it up in the second frame. Panthers leading 3-2 when the guy with an even longer last name than mine, Alex Papaspouropoulos, seriously, 14 letters in his name, adds some insurance, making it 4-2, 6-3 the final score for Pickering. Markham and Collingwood to take on the Blues. This turned out to be a great tilt. First period, Iki Kagawa working hard and gets rewarded, shovels it home to make it 1-0 for the home side. Second stanza, Jonah DeSimone does all the heavy lifting for the Royals. Steals, waltzes in, scores, and that tied it up 1-1. Late in the frame, however, Igawa, nothing icky about this. The one-timer finds daylight, and that turns out to be the game winner for the Blues. They take it 2-1, but man, the Royals are looking dangerous as the playoffs get underway. Another dangerous-looking squad are the Toronto Patriots, much improved this season. Now, Coburg's George Gutierrez is an all-star, one of the league's best, but oops, wow. Julian Bianconi picks his pocket. One of the strangest plays that we'll see all season. Midway through the first, Bodie Dumford threads a shot past the keeper, making it 2-0 Pats. They would add one more, and I'll tell you, like Markham, the Patriots are a lower seed that nobody will want to face in the playoffs. 4-1 the final. Halliburton and Milton to face the Menace in a massive tilt. We pick it up in the second. Isaac Suklil has 2 goals in the span of 1 minute 20 seconds to make it 4-2 Huskies. Cue the comeback though. Aiden Hughes, cool as a cucumber, slides it along the ice to make it 4-3. On to the third. Justin O'Donnell rips it home to tie things up at 4 apiece, and then just 2 minutes later, Connor Driscoll manages to squeeze one in from the point. That proves to be the game winner for Milton. The playoffs this year might just be the best the league has ever seen. You get the feeling that pretty much any team can win it this year. 6-4 Milton the final. Great game. Okay, news and notes brought to you by Warrior. Warrior is the official hard goods supplier to the Ontario Junior Hockey League. And players, listen up. If you think you've got what it takes to play in the OJHL, get ready, get set. The OJHL Combine is your chance to strut your stuff in front of all 23 OJHL clubs. The 6th annual Combine is taking place from April 27th to the 30th at 16 Mile Sports Complex in Oakville. Players will participate in 1 practice and 4 games, as well as 2 seminars. You can head to ojhlcombines.ca to register for the event. This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by NutriFarms, the title sponsor of the OJHL's Championship Series.
The face-off comes in. You can celebrate Georgetown. The Georgetown Raiders are Buckland Cup champions.
It's that time of year again. The battle for the Buckland Cup is set to begin. 16 teams will square off in round 1 of the OJHL Playoffs. Today, OJHL feature writer Ron Valentine weighs in on some interesting storylines as the postseason kicks off.
There are so many teams in the mix this year, Alex. It's just going to be, the parity is as strong as it's ever been, if not stronger. And I think every team is looking forward to making the big statement in the playoffs and just getting the team ready as we go into that postseason.
First, we look at the Southeast Conference and the top 3 of the Junior Canadians, Haliburton County, and the Wellington Dukes. The JRCs have been the heavyweights of the league so far this season.
You know, the Junior Canadians this year, Alex, have broken, I think, so many club records. I think everybody stopped counting now all the things they've been able to do, both team-wise and individual-wise. And really, they've got to be the favourites. Looking at the regular season, they've got to be the ones to beat, not only perhaps in the conference, but for the league as a whole.
Opponents will have the Herculean task of trying to shut down Toronto's Tyler Fukakusa, the league's regular season points champion, who's scoring at a pace not seen in years.
To get 100 points in this league is no longer as easy as it was several years ago. In fact, it hasn't been done since Andrew Petrucci did it in 2018 for the Patriots. So, and he's going to lead the way in the playoffs too.
The Haliburton Huskies have a stacked lineup and one of the league's best fan bases backing them.
Haliburton, they get fantastic support up in Haliburton. They sell out almost every game. It's great for them to play up on home ice. I think they've surprised people, but they're a strong team, and the Canadians have got to be looking over the shoulder a little bit at the teams behind them, because they are quality teams, and Haliburton right now is leading the charge.
The Wellington Dukes are always in the running for the Buckland Cup, but in a year that's seen more parity perhaps than any other season in history, no team can be counted out.
Wellington is in the mix there, as is Trenton too, with that home ice advantage. And there's one sleeper team in the Southeast. They're in 6th position, the Toronto Patriots. But Jeff Shimoji has got them rolling. And I'm not saying this is going to be their year. It's a very young team, but they may make some noise.
The Northwest will have several fascinating storylines, with Collingwood, Burlington, and Georgetown having solidified themselves as the top 3 seeds.
Collingwood all season has been a very strong team, both offensively and defensively. They've led the conference practically all season. They're full of confidence going in, but there are other teams nipping at their heels, and it's not going to be an easy thing for the Blues.
One of those teams on their heels is the Georgetown Raiders, who are entering the postseason as one of the league's hottest squads.
Well, as we talk, Alex, 15 wins in the last 17 games, led by Reece Chiddington and Andrew De La Rovere. They've got a very balanced team. They lead the scoring, those two guys, but the scoring can come from anywhere. Very strong defense, solid in goal. The Raiders are really making a statement, and they're hot at the right time. Burlington, for the last 3 seasons, has had trouble in the playoff. They've lost in the first round. Mark Juris is looking to change that this year, and it's going to be led, of course, by their captain Jack Richard, who is a big-time goal scorer. Jack can score the goals when they're needed. He leads this team. He takes them by the scruff of the neck and drags them along. They're going to be reckoned with, and Burlington is this year, perhaps this may be their year.
One matchup that's already known is between Milton and defending champion Pickering, two evenly matched teams.
You look at the records between Milton and Pickering, they are very, very close. It's a toss-up, of course, for home ice advantage, and both of them really want that home ice advantage because it can make a big difference when the teams are so close. Pickering wants to do what they did last year. They're a much younger team. They were champions last year, and you cannot count the Panthers out, even with the changes that they had to make to that roster.
One thing Ron Valentine is excited about is the return to a best-of-7 format, making each series a marathon instead of a sprint.
Last year, COVID enforced us to go the 2 of 3 route. Now we're back to the 4 of 7, and now this is when things really start to get exciting because the top 6 teams from each conference, you can make extremely good cases for all of them, and not just cases, but very good cases. It's going to be really true playoffs back again after a year's absence.
He's in all alone, snaps and scores, getting things started early.
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Hockey TV, the official webcaster of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Okay, in this week's Player Spotlight, we're taking a closer look at the captain of the Collingwood Blues, number 91, forward Cam Garvey.
Off the boards, got it to Sutherland. Sutherland has Garvey with him. Back to Garvey. There's the move. Scores! Wow!
There have been a lot of those wow moments for Cam Garvey this season. He's a huge reason as to why the Collingwood Blues have been at the top of the Northwest Conference for most of the year. The 20-year-old forward leads the Blues in scoring and prides himself on being a responsible player at both ends of the ice.
Yeah, no, I've been super happy with my season so far. I mean, I've had an unbelievable start, and I'm just thrilled with everything that's been going on in Collingwood and how I've been producing as well as our team's been producing.
Cam Garvey is the kind of player that comes to play game in, game out. You give him a chance around the net, and he's going to put it in for you. And he brought from Oakville that leadership that the team needed. And he really is the go-to guy when the game gets close.
Garvey in front, all alone, scores!
I try to be a defensive player as much as I am as an offensive player. So given that two-zone, being a two-zone player is something I really strive to do. And I think if you can be as good offensively as defensively, you can be a scary player. So that's what I try and do every night.
Yeah, for us, Cam has been a leader on and off the ice. His offensive side is second to none for us for sure. But I think it's really like how he competes and how he really kind of drives the mentality and drives the compete in our practices as well. He's nothing flashy, right? But he works hard. He's consistent. He does the right things. He communicates well. And our biggest thing with him is, last year he wasn't healthy. He got into an injury, shoulder injury there, and then before the playoffs we lost him again. So we're looking at him to stay healthy and continue what he's been doing all season for us.
That shoulder injury limited Garvey to just 27 games last season. This year, knock on wood, he's only missed 2 games out of 51 so far. Garvey, who's pretty upfront as to who his favorite team is, patterns his game after one of their best players.
My favorite player is probably Braden Point. I don't think I've got his speed, but I love the way he sees the game, and I love the Lightning, so I look up to him, and I try to do some stuff that he implements in his game into mine, so I try to learn from basically every NHL player, but he's one that I really like.
This is Garvey's second season as the Blues captain. For head coach Andrew Campoli, giving Cam the C was a no-brainer.
The way he really leads the room, the way he communicates, the way he gets the guys going, It's not just what happens on the ice, it's really how he's built the locker room. And, you know, I have to attribute a lot of the culture that we have in our team to Cam.
And just being a captain of this team is super cool, and the responsibility that comes with that is good, and keeping guys accountable is something I think I do pretty well. So
The Blues are hoping for a long playoff run this spring. In a perfect world, they'd still be playing in May at the Centennial Cup in Portage, Manitoba.
yeah, I mean, we're all super pumped. Like, we've built our team for this season, and we got a ton of 02s and 03s, so we're just really looking forward to it. I know we got the whole city, or the whole town of Collingwood behind us, which is amazing, and having that home ice will really help us here. So, I mean, this is what we played for, and it being in my last year, you never know when it could be your last game. So, you know, just giving it everything, and I think our team knows that as well, is going to be special, and we're really excited.
After that, Garvey will turn his attention south of the border as he'll head to Robert Morris University on a scholarship this fall.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to next year, and Robert Morris was one of the schools to kind of jump on me first, so I really like that. I went down to see the campus just before the season started, so you know, it kind of checked off all the boxes, and I'm excited to be a part of something new. I'm really excited for that, and I can't wait.
Garvey shot scores! That's a hat trick for number 91.
Yeah, Cam's just having a great season so far. More league news now brought to you by Monkey Sports, the retailer of choice of the OJHL. And Tyler Fukukuza has become the first OJ player to notch 100 points in a season since 2017-18. He's followed by Reese Chittenden, Jack Richard, Matt Wild, and Andrew De La Rovere. CJHL rankings, 3 OJ teams making the cut: the JRCs, Collingwood Blues, and Burlington Cougars. Honorable mention to the Georgetown Raiders and the Wellington Dukes.
Look at this kid go. Was that any good? They score! What a goal!
Crunched him to the ice!
First scored without any guy. Oh, roll the highlight film. He shoots. Oh, what a save!
2 seconds to go in for the score! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my!
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Troy Hockey, the official jersey of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Okay, since the Buckland Cup playoffs are about to get underway, there's no better time to take a look at the best of the best. Here are the top plays from the regular season.
Hughes trying to win the draw. He goes it forward.
Hughes good! Give me the doctor! The madhouse is out of control! Aiden Hughes, his second goal of the game, wins it in 3-on-3 overtime!
Chances for the Canadians, and Spooner with a couple nice stops as Perry steals it. Miles Perry in, hands it off. Oh, what a bad stop by Norton. Big save there as James Norton cut across to rob him in tight.
Face off won by Langell. Richard, and he scores! Captain Jack Richard!
Here comes Pickering. Nice little inside move. Scores! What a goal.
Hit there by Bianconi. Panthers getting some time on attack here. Pickle. Across, one-timer scores! Papasporopoulos ends this one. And after a late third period comeback, the Pickering Panthers win this one in OT, 2-1.
Meade steals, and here comes Bertrand. Haldenby back in. Kyan Haldenby keeps, waits, splatters. He scores! Cooper Bertrand wins it in overtime. And the Toronto Junior Canadians have won 9 in a row. They're going to head straight off the ice.
Pass. Chance for Aurora to clear. They can't. Kay holds it in. Kakay with it. Takes a shot. He scores!
Here come the Patriots now. High slot shot. Score!
Forster's pass in front off a stick, and here's a turnover. Campbell rolls it in front with the backhand through the leg. Scores!
Holding him up. There's a minute 20 to go. Stanojevic tries a wrapper, rebound, shoots. Oh, what a save by Kingo! He robs Henry.
In the power play penalty kill department. Here's a puck. Down low, Wilderness scores! What a rocket from Lucas Ellenis.
Here come the Cougars. 3-on-2 the other way. Gilbert's got Thompson. Thompson on the break. Get shot. Score! Caleb Thompson.
Hughes at the point. Far side. Hughes back down. Scores just like that.
LaValle now plays it back to Zagaro to LaValle, who dumps the load on the near corner. Tigers on the attack, got him in out front. LaValle slot score! Beautiful work by LaValle.
Again, nice little curl drag around Ethan Lindsay. Another great move, but he gets it turned over again. Now back the other way, 2-on-1 down low. Ethan Lindsay across, and what a goal! Nick Athanasakos, the late killer, 39.5.
The Canadians have a chance, short-handed back the other way. Loretto across, Malkazian scores! Luke Malkazian with a short-handed marker.
Get free though, it's picked up, Dunning. Gave it away though, Kagawa now cuts towards net, gets a shot, rebound in front, oh what a save! Kingo dives across and steals it from Silverman. Roy off the boards, got it to Sutherland. Sutherland has Garvey with him. Back to Garvey. There's the move. Scores! Wow! Patience by Garvey.
Maybe 2 meters ahead. Drysdale, Fart scored! Jackson! Drysdale! The ping, the post, and it's in.
Here's Buziel. Buziel with Hughes. Buziel across. He scores! It's over in overtime. Team Northwest has won.
Broken up, and over the line now, in over is Gagne. Pass in front. What a save by Pack. Walker alone in front. Pack just slides over, takes that away.
Here comes Jack Richard though. He's already scored once, and just like that, Jack Richard top shelf.
And now it's going back to the way. Jared Cochamilio on the left side. Hughes down low, scores! To infinity and beyond, Lucas Buziel!
As Howe takes a spill behind the net. Morello, a shot, scores!
D'Orazio breaking in across, shot on, scores! D'Orazio finds his spot.
26th of the year, and Morbin stopped it. Here's another chance. Streetsy's in with Patterson. Oh, and Morrow got across on that. You have got to be joking. What a save. Holy smokes.
And that is going to wrap up this week's show. But always remember to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the OJHL this season. Be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.